Truck Norris!
Welcome to the Friday recap. Let's see what happened this week. The NES Pi case drama that it started out for $20 and went up to $40, then it went up to $60. Now you can't even find it on Amazon. On eBay, you got sellers like this, all out of stock, asking $60.99. I saw another one asking $99.99, which is crazy. You can get it on Alibaba. Now, Alibaba is a wholesaler. You sometimes need to. This one says one piece for $8. Just go ahead and double check it, make sure it looks correct. This one here is probably the right one, but you can still get them for $15, $20 a piece, maybe even $10 a piece I saw them on here for. You're just going to have to order 10 at a time. And I think a lot of people are already doing that on the community. So you're going to see these popping up. If you just want to wait, you'll see them pop up for going for back around the $20 thing. So the community, to me, won. We won. We found out where we can get them. We undercut all those ridiculous people trying to make money on it. So mission successful on that one. We had all of us Mad Little Pixel ETA Prime reviewing the SNES Classic Killer injection molded case, and I read a lot of the reviews. Some people saying it's too expensive. Let's actually look at some of these reviews. We got some people saying ugly as S, it's insane amount of money, that the US SNES is ugly compared to the Jap and European one, not my favorite, looks awesome. Never liked people really hating on the US design. I thought it was really cool, and because it's injection molded and it's not the classic 3D printed, I do think it kind of sets itself apart from the competition. And if you don't want the fan, you save $5, so it brings it down to 25. So you get the Tiny Nintendo case for 25. You don't need the fan because you're not going to overclock this playing Super Nintendo games. And compared to the SNES Classic, that's kind of what you're getting. So 25. Get this Canon kit because you'll get the micro SD, which is going to load up all the games you want and play them, have the SD card, have the HDMI cable, everything you're ever going to need, $70, and then get a pair of iNext controllers. Now you can obviously shop around for these things, but this is all through Amazon. You're going to get all the stuff from 2 to 3 business days, and all that, it's going to run you around $115, which is extremely affordable to get a system that not only plays the SNES, but plays other things as well. Now I know compared to the SNES Classic, it's not nearly as impressive, but as we see with the SNES Classic from the reviews I've seen, is they don't actually use these controller ports anyways. That's all just visual. You need to pull that plate off to then get access to the USB ports behind it. With all that in mind, I brought this all up, and why we were all so excited to post this link is because because the SNES Classic has so much nostalgia behind it. Here comes along this case that puts the Raspberry Pi aesthetically in at least the same arena as this new SNES Classic, and I think we all thought that a lot of people would be really stoked about that, especially to get it ahead of time. But I think it was mixed feelings. What do you guys think? Do you think it was a nostalgia thing? Do you think people are just brand loyal? It has to say Nintendo and come from Nintendo? What do you think it is? I'm really curious what you think. Staying on the topic of case reviews, you'll notice I've done a lot of different case reviews in the last couple of weeks because we've had some really interesting ones. And a lot of people commented about these little minute differences. And when it comes to cases, I want to bring up this topic because a lot of people are like, oh, give me the overclock settings. What's the temperatures on this case versus that case? And the thing is, the average person, even if you're overclocking at 1.3, all these cases are going to work just fine. Like the ventilation numbers, the cooling numbers. I think the biggest performance you're going to get is using thermal grease. Adding that into the case is going to add a lot of cooling there. And then the other things being some of the Canon kits and some of the cheaper cases do have issues with ventilation. But when it comes to these aftermarket cases, to me the biggest differentiation is aesthetics, is how they look. And it's a great way to customize your Pi. And I know people are interested in this because it's like how many people are interested in splash screens, for example. It's like everyone wants their own splash screen. Everybody wants a different loading screen. Everybody likes these different themes on Emulation Station. And they do absolutely nothing for performance. I mean, some of them are a little quicker than others, but the majority reason why one person would want to go to one versus the other is what what appeals to them more nostalgically, or what appeals to their eye, and making it their own. It's the same reason why you have so many color choices when you buy a car or a phone case or something like that. And so for those reasons, I'm doing all these case reviews to show you kind of the ins and outs of it. As far as when it comes to overclocking and things like that, all these aluminum cases are going to be great. Something I did miss in these aluminum reviews, though, is you are correct. With an aluminum exclosure, you do get less Wi-Fi and Bluetooth performance. So if you're going a little further through your house, it definitely does knock off some of these aluminum cases. You're going to want it maybe an acrylic case or an open body case. I do have a few more case reviews for you. I have some actually really cool cases coming up, and I'll space these out though throughout the couple weeks, so stay tuned for that. This is new this week. I am doing a Patreon. So in order to qualify for this, it's kind of like a raffle. If you support me on any Patreon level, you're going to be entered in this month to grab this case. So I'm going to put incentives for those people that want to help support the channel and support me on Patreon. So thank you very much for that. So what else went on? Well, Michael Phelps raced a shark since I've been back. I know this happened a couple weeks ago, but it's been what we've all been waiting for, but it is a robot shark. And at the last end right here, I thought he ate Michael Phelps. Like, I thought this is the shark attacking Michael Phelps at this scene right now. I thought he just ate Michael Phelps right there, right? But evidently the shark, the simulated shark, won by 2 seconds. So there you go, America, what you've all been waiting for, the Olympian racing an actual, well, robot shark. Okay. Final thing I wanted to bring up today for the Friday recap is film theory. Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty season started. I haven't seen the first episode yet. I'll get into it. I kind of like waiting for the whole season to happen so I can binge watch. I know some people don't like binge watching, but I hate having to wait for what's going to come next. So I like that when I got into Rick and Morty, I was able to watch the whole thing through, and I binged the heck out of that. But anyways, this guy, Film Theorist, did a whole film theory on Season 1, Episode 10 is the close Rick counters of the Rick kind, where they found out that the evil Rick was a robot being controlled by evil Morty. So therefore, everything that Rick said in that episode, the evil Rick, was actually coming from the evil Morty. And so they think that Morty's actually smarter than Rick in a previous galaxy, but Rick killed that Morty. And now this evil Morty is convincing the current Morty, or trying to convince him more and more that Rick is actually bad, and Rick has kept him down, and slowly trying to convince him to turn on Rick. And then that's the theory. So is Morty going to kill Rick? Or is he not? Let me know. So that's what I saw this week. That was going on. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys on the next one.